it is my Jupyter notebook, and I click new and select Python 3, and a new tab will open. And this is would be the my final notebook where I write my program. So this program is going to find a factorial of a number. So if we know that the factorial of 6 is 120, and factorial of 7 is 540. So we will going to find by Python programming. So at the very first line I use a headline, and finding the select the markdown option to select as a comment or headline in Jupyter notebook. It is a syntax. So finding the factorial of a number, and then click enter, and go into the next row. Here we will write our main part of our programming. So in first I will use a variable name equal to 7, because I use 7 to find the factorial of 7, and factorial is equal to 1. At first our factorial is equal to 1 we have, because factorial is nothing but the multiplication. So if we change num equal to 7, then it would be negatives, or it would be 0, or it would be positive numbers. So I have to check first if num less than 0, that means if numbers are negative. So we already know that factorial is undefined for negative numbers. So we check in the first line, if num less than 0, we will print factorial is undefined for negative numbers. Then we will again check by elif that if whether number is equal to 0 or not. If 0, then we know that the factorial of 0 is always 1. So you will print that. So then we will work now with our main logic. Else then we will continue a loop from 1 to 7. So initiating a for loop which continues 7 times, and so we store the result in factorial. And so factorial is equal to factorial into I, so that every time it loop changes, then our result will be changes at the very end of until the very end of our program. When the loop is over, we will print the final result of factorial. So here we write the print statement. The factorial of num is factorial. Basically num and factorial are both variable. So the factorial of 7 is 5040. If now I send 7 to 8, then it will be changes 40320. We can check with others number, we can check with 10, and it finds the result. For now if we put 0, then the factorial of 0 is 1. Okay. So for negative numbers, if we put a negative number, then what we will see, the factorial is undefined for negative numbers. So basically it is over, and thank you. This is my testing purpose video, and thank you for watch it. Welcome.